Guys, we are in a very beautiful place. It's a very beautiful house behind me. Beautiful motorcycles and the perfect setting for everything German, because right now I'm in Germany near Nürburgring, which you probably already know. But I am just coming from the Wunderlich factory with these two motorcycles which have been kitted up by Wunderlich. So basically Wunderlich is a company which makes special accessories, aftermarket accessories, especially for the BMWs, and that's why we only have these two BMWs right now. But we are also here with a very special German gentleman whose name is Herbert Schwarz. And Herbert, where exactly we are? And so this is a house, right?
Yeah, it's a castle.
It's a castle.
Nowadays it's a house, but
Yeah.
It's 800 years old.
Wow.
Already 800 years, and it's called Burg Lüftelberg.
Okay. What does it mean, like in English?
Lüftelberg is just the name.
Okay.
Berg is mountain, and Lüftel is, there was a lady called Lüfthildi. I don't know exactly the story behind.
But it's a house. Can you imagine guys living in such a house? Like, it's a castle. So anyway, what you need is just a castle and these two motorcycles and just explore the world. Now, talking about that, Herbert, can you introduce yourself? Because you have a great legacy. Can you start like how you started motorcycling? And you founded a very big company which everyone in the world knows.
Yeah, but I start from scratch. I started motorcycling because when I was 17 years old, I had a girlfriend in France, 1,100 kilometers from my home. And I decided just to buy a motorcycle to go for the weekend to visit her.
Okay.
And it was a 125cc Honda, then a 550 Suzuki, and after I switched to BMWs 1000cc.
Okay.
And I started to travel, not only to Britannia from there, but to Norway, to Scotland, a bit around Europe. And I see motorcycles that we had such a leak of accessories. I had plastic panniers, they were always broken. I had nothing on the bikes. Mm-hmm. And I developed just electronic equipment and aluminum panniers. And I founded a little company in 1990.
Okay.
I called it Touratech, and I brought it in 27 years to almost 400 employees.
Wow.
But at the end, we had financial problems with growing. We had problems. We had too much orders, could not deliver, and then the result was bankruptcy. Mm. And my partners that I had in these years, they did not try to save the company. They tried to save their own lives, their own position at Touratech, and unfortunately, I had to leave the company. I left it behind in the Black Forest. That's 400 kilometers from here. And from this day on, I was journalist for 2 years for the biggest German or European motorcycle travel magazine, Tourenfahrer.
So, if we say that Touratech was a result of your love for a woman, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the result at the end, it was from 1978 when I had this girlfriend in the Britannia in France, until I founded Touratech was in 1990. Yeah. That was some years after. Yes. But the passion for riding motorcycles, long distance, that started there. And it was a time when I went every weekend, these 2,500 kilometers. Yeah. I needed bigger fuel tanks, I needed sherry cans, I needed all accessories already. Yeah. But I made them only for myself. Okay. And then in the 90s, friends, they asked me, where have you bought this? Where can I get this? And I decided just to found a company that is involved in producing accessories. And we produced all in the Black Forest ourselves.
I think there should be a movie made on this. This is incredible.
Yeah. This magazine was sold to another house of editors, and I just went here, wanted to stay here, and like that I looked for another job, and now I'm really proud to be part of Wunderlich, and there I take care of developing the brand to other manufacturers than BMW. But of course, right now, 95% of all our turnover is accessories for BMW motorcycles.
Well, there you go, guys. I mean, this is a story like a roller coaster, and it teaches us a lot of things. I mean, you know, Herbert created one of the biggest companies in the world for motorcycle touring accessories, and it's not a small thing, because I you know, one of the companies that I knew about was Touratech, and all I can say is, guys, you know, you should never take things for granted, and you should always focus on your dreams. And Herbert is a living example of how, you know, you can take things head on and still continue to do what you love to do. He loves motorcycles. He still is doing motorcycling. I mean, we just rode in the German countryside, these two beautiful motorcycles. Well, that is what we call life. So talking about that, you know, thank you so much, Herbert, for opening up and telling us your story. Although his story has a lot of other, you know, things, a lot of depth, but we'll keep it short and sweet, and let's talk about the motorcycles. So we've got an R90 here. We got a BMW 1250 GS over there. I had a lot of motorcycle options to pick from at the Wunderlich factory. I thought that these two are a little bit opposite, you know, I mean, different purpose. This is more like a street bike, and that is like more an adventure motorcycle. So I just like that overall, the way, you know, they have been accessorized with these soft panniers and even the tank bag. And, you know, when you see a motorcycle, how do you decide what kind of accessories to make?
Yeah, first of all, we take the motorcycle, we go for a longer ride. Yeah. And then we feel, okay, the seat has to be changed, or the ergonomics don't fit my size, or don't fit the size of smaller. I find out what is missing, what can happen if I crash with the bike. Then we have to work on the ergonomics.
Right.
That you sit perfect, that you can handle the bike better, that you have better for your knees, for your feet, for the passenger, for all these kinds. Then we take care of wind protection. We take care of protection here for the hands in winter, that the heated grips make sense.
Right.
And the next step is to accessorize with bags and things like that, and protective gear for the cylinder, for the whole bike. Little things that keep your bike alive when you slide away, when you have a crash, when it's falling over.
So I see this extension of the frame here, like for the protection of the engine and, you know, all these kind of things. So this is one of the major things. So how important is the looks? So one is the functionality and one is how it looks.
Yeah, of course, we have a designer, he's from France, and he takes care that it's not only protecting the bike, that it makes the bike looking more interesting, and more in this kind adventurous.
I love
even
the
if
way
it's a road bike.
I already loved how the R90 looks, but the way they have accessorized, I mean, all these things, they must be, and of course you also produce the mounting brackets. Yeah, all the and the bags and everything. Do you produce anything which are like electronics?
We have some electronic accessories that fit mostly on the 1200, the 1250, 1000 part. This bike is not so much with electronics. We have here accessory heated lights. Grips. The heated grips are standard from BMW. We produce here just mounts for your telephone, that you can put your telephone as a navigation system on the bike.
So the lights, they are also made by you?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought that probably only the housing, the lights also.
Yeah, the lights themselves we buy as a complete system. Okay. And then we prepare the mounting, the housing, all this.
Wow. So all the machining and everything that happens here near Oberhausen, where is your main factory located? Which area?
The main factory is 15 kilometers from here in Grafschaft Ringen. That's a little town near Bonn, the former capital of federal Germany.
Yeah, okay.
And there we have now about 100 people working for us.
Wow.
But most of the parts that you see here on the bikes are developed. We have 10 people in the developing department. And then we have companies that are working for us. They are all around us, and they are producing the tubes, they're producing the banded material, everything.
Okay.
At the end, we assemble in our factory.
Right. And how many countries do you export to?
All countries that have access to the internet are our customers.
Okay.
And we have
so you can buy online?
Yeah, you can order everything online.
Yeah.
And then we deliver directly from Germany, or in southern countries we have importers that you can see on our webpage.
And I also see seats, which are very important.
Yeah.
And because they completely change the character of the motorcycle, the height, and of course the looks. So if I ask you, what is the most important aftermarket part for you as Herbert when you buy a motorcycle, and or what should one buy if they have to buy 3 parts only?
Yeah, I would choose, of course, the panniers, the saddlebags.
Sure. Okay.
The seat is something for long distance.
Right.
And I really like to have another windscreen.
Okay. Cool. And what about the protection? Do you think that it's...
Yeah, for me on this bike, for example, we have mixed some protections. We have the crash bars and we have these aluminum protective parts. If I go on a really long distance, I would use these here because I don't like to add too much weight on my bike.
Okay.
But if you crash on a gravel road or in off-road, then of course both make sense.
Yeah. And I also see, I think this is an oil cap.
Yeah.
So you make a lot of things, which are already there, but people can also replace. Not only things which you can add.
Yeah.
Right. That is interesting. So guys, you can go and check out Wunderlich website, and I think they've got a huge selection. And I also remember, Herbert, I took a Touratech book from your stall at Intermot. It was this thick.
Yeah,
right?
The maximum was 2,000 pages.
Yeah, I think I took that one, and I was like, wow. I mean, it was like the Bible, of parts. So anyway, we are here, and thank you so much, Herbert, it was an honor to ride with you, very frankly, because there are not many people who have the strength to think which can change the life of a motorcyclist in a better way. You thought about it, and of course, you're still here. So guys, you ride safe and take care. All the best. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.